again, everybody. I'm Michelle Tafoya. Welcome to Olympic Late Night. As we've promised you all along, we're going to have the USA against Sweden in Olympic hockey. We'll show you this game in its entirety. However, it won't be live due to the length of the live downhill coverage shown earlier. We will be bringing you the game on a slight tape delay. When we return, Sean McDonough and John Davidson have the call after a word from your local station. Stay with us.
The 18th Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by Budweiser, official sponsor of the 1998 U.S. Olympic team, and by Ford, with a complete line of vehicles that are built to last.
Welcome everyone inside Big Hat, the primary venue for men's ice hockey, where today final round competition begins as the United States takes on Sweden. Sean McDonough along with John Davidson. For the first time, the NHL has taken a break in midseason to allow the best players in the world to represent their countries at the Olympics. And we chatted with Ron Wilson, Team USA coach, the other day, JD. He said this is going to be the best tournament in the history of hockey, and certainly fans around the world have been waiting for it.
You know, you look at this tournament, Sean, there's a number of teams, probably 5, that have a legitimate shot at winning the gold medal. And 2 of the better teams starting the tournament right here with Team USA and Team Sweden. And for Ron Wilson, he wants his team during this initial round to be very solid with their game and not have problems that in turn put pressure on their organization as they move around along during this round.
And a new role for Team USA at the Olympics, the role of favorite as a result of the American victory a year and a half ago at the World Cup of Hockey. They beat Canada in the finals. The Americans and Canadians considered the co-favorites. Many overlooking Sweden, the defending gold medal team, but Kent Forsberg has a speedy team coming back. The only question is in the goal.
He has a great assistant coach in Barry Smith, who's the assistant coach to Scotty Bowman in Detroit, to give them an advantage on how to deal with North American teams. Kent Forsberg is the father of the best player for their team, and Peter Forsberg. There's Barry Smith on the bench to help out. Now we'll see 2 different styles here. The Swedish team will be patient. They'll sit back, play the neutral zone trap, and try to create turnovers by being patient. Team USA, I think they'll try to show their speed, and speed through the neutral zone is what their forwards are about, and crashing the net, getting to the net as much as possible. So we'll see how this thing starts and see if there's butterflies and see which team's system settles in the strongest early.
The officials, Bill McCreary from the National Hockey League is the referee. Gerard Gauthier, also out of the NHL, is one of the linesmen, and the other linesman is Ken Sarderson. All are from Canada. Mike Richter, a veteran of international competition, in net for the United States. And from the New York Islanders, Tommy Salo, also a veteran of international competition, in goal for Sweden. He was their goaltender in '94 in Lillehammer when they won Olympic gold for the first time. And this historic event is underway. The Americans, dressed in the red, white, and blue, on the opening face-off as Jeremy Roenick won it back. Roenick opens on a line with John LeClaire and Tony Amati. It was LeClaire in deep, and he took a bump from Kalle Johansson behind the net. The puck scaled along to the near boards by Matt Sundin and goes the length of the ice. No icing. Darian Hatcher played it off the skate of Jeremy Roenick out to center ice. Now Tommy Albeline, veteran of National Hockey League experience, dumped it into the zone. Now a centering pass and a bouncing puck. And Cale Anderson going for a one-timer, had it hop over his stick. Anderson lost control, and Albeline played it at center ice.
Now, one thing to watch for with the Swedish club is Sundin, who's one of their better players. He's on one line playing left wing. On another line is Peter Forsberg, the great centerman. So 2 of their powers on separate lines.
Mike Modano in deep for the Americans. Now a pass back to the point, and Chris Chelios, a one-timer that was deflected out in front, went wide.
This should be the best line for Team USA right here with Tkachuk, Modano, and Guerin. They have to be their best line.
Daniel Alfredsson, a pad save made by Richter on a testing shot, and each team with a good chance in the first minute plus. Modano carried in.
Ooh, we're seeing some hitting here. Real early. Good, solid, clean hitting.
Bill Guerin with room. His shot was deflected by Nicholas Lidstrom, and a penalty call.
Holding call against Sweden, so Team USA's big line. Their first shift of the tournament, they get a scoring chance, they give up a scoring chance, and then they draw themselves a power play as Peter Forsberg goes to the box. Peter Forsberg is near the front of the net. He moves across, and it gets called for holding.
First penalty of the game, Peter Forsberg, Sweden's best player in the box for holding at 1:22. But the United States is on the power play. And off the draw, Doug Waite got it right toward the net with the face-off with Matt Sundin.
Sean, one thing we should mention right off the top, the face-offs here in the Olympics would be a little bit different than what we see in the NHL, simply because where the alignment is for the centermen who get prepared to drop the puck, there was only the one spot where you can put your feet like that. There's a T like that. In the NHL, it's shaped like this, and you have to keep your skates to the outside. There you see the T, so you can really lean in there and get advantage. And I think the North American centermen should be better at it.
Doug Waite back to the line to Brian Leach. Waite for Brett Hull, and he shot it wide. Ryan Berard came sneaking in from the point, had to retreat back to the line to keep the puck in. That time he couldn't keep it in, and it winds up on the stick of Brian Leach. Waite tried to play it back to Leach. It hit the skate of Sundin, and Daniel Alfredsson sent it the rest of the way.
Ryan Berard is scheduled to play left wing, as the U.S. club is one man short regarding forward. Sean McEachran not able to play, so Berard's playing left wing and point on the power play.
Berard back to the line to Leach. Errant pass for Waite. He had to track it down in the corner, pressured there by Ulf Samuelsson. Along the near board, the puck shot the length of the ice by Michael Renberg of the Tampa Bay Lightning, formerly of the Philadelphia Flyers and part of the Legion of Doom with Eric Lindros and John LeClair. Less than a minute remaining on the power play. No score in the game. 2.5 minutes played here at Big Hat. Just about a mile from downtown Nagano City. Crowd of 10,000 to sell out in attendance. Very true indeed for the Americans. Ordinarily defenseman. Now a wraparound try. Denied. Al LaFontaine tried to step to the front of the net. Mike Modano.
The defenseman without a stick, that's Nordstrom, so you can see how LaFontaine's feeding on him right now.
Mike Modano off the pass from LaFontaine. Had his shot stopped by Salo. And the puck shot the length of the ice by Mats Lindgren.
Yeah, smart play on the power play. That's the only scoring chance so far for Team USA, but they took advantage of Nordstrom, the defenseman, without the stick. LaFontaine went right there, and Salo with a save.
Harry Suter dumps it in wide. LaFontaine into the forecheck. Tommy Alberline golfed it off the glass. Now the Swedes look to break shorthanded. With 4 seconds left in the penalty. Sundin, his shot blocked by Chris Chelios, and out of the box comes Forsberg. So the Swedes survive the first shorthand situation of the game. No score, 3.5 minutes gone by. Chelios has selected the captain of the United States team. Took it back from Ani and then fed Jeremy Roenick. Roenick able to bounce it into the corner. Palle Johansson of the Washington Capitals for Sweden. Along to the far board. And it's moved out to the neutral zone by Ulf Dahlin. Now Michael Nylander looks to break. And he's waiting for help. Nylander, number 92. Pass it all the way to the near board by Kevin Hatcher. And Matthias Olin, number 2, on defense for Sweden. He played it in the corner where the puck was lost. And Hatcher had it poked away by Dahlin. Shelberg looking to walk out in front. He did, and Richter made the stop, and the rebound cleared to the near boards by Kevin Hatcher. And Hatcher knocked down a shot from Ulf Samuelsson. Now Adam Deadmarsh for Team USA. To Hatcher. Inside the line, Tony Amonte. Monte looking for help up high, and he turned the puck over just inside the blue line to Thomas Sandstrom.
They thought Shelberg would be a defensive winger in this tournament. He has the best scoring chance for Sweden. He leads the Swedish Elite League in scoring. What a save by Richter.
Now a great chance for the U.S. Keith Tkachuk might have hit the goal post as the shot went underneath Salo. He was set up by Mike Modano, and a whistle now for a hand pass, but a great chance for Team USA.
At both ends of the ice, Richter robbed Shelberg with a big save, and then Team USA, Modano took the shot, and I think this goes behind the goaltender and hits the goal stick. Yeah, right there, the knob of the goal stick of Salo. Watch the top end of the goal stick, the knob, as it goes down. Now watch it settle on the ice, and watch the puck come underneath there. Oh, baby. Was that close? The puck was right underneath Tommy Salo, but he found a way to make the save. Modano made the great move. Got the puck towards the goal, and there's Tkachuk, and you can see it even strength. It's the Modano line now with 2 great scoring chances.
This line was the best for Team USA when it won the World Cup of Hockey a year and a half ago. O'Donnell lost the face-off that time. Peter Forsberg double teamed and taken off the puck. Keith Carney combined with Bill Guerin to make the play on defense. Modano backhands it ahead for Guerin on the move. Has Kachuk heading for the net. Guerin threw it through the top of the crease and nobody there in the red, white, and blue. Alfredsson moved it out. Now a one-on-one for Renberg. Working on Carney. Renberg stopped and had trouble with the puck up high. Now Carney looks to counterattack with Kachuk. A possible 2-on-1. Carney tried to center and it was blocked by Nicholas Lidstrom, one of the best defensemen in the world. And many are touting Lidstrom as a leading candidate for the Norris Trophy for the best defenseman in the National Hockey League this year with the Detroit Red Wings. Chelios scales along the far board. Ali Johansson stopped and fanned as Red Hall lifted his stick. Hull looks to break. Red Hall across the line. Deadmarsh heading for the net. Hull has it back and centered one. Doug Waite was tied up. Now Sutter's drive block. A 2-on-1 for Sweden. Sundin with the defenseman, Kalle Johansson. Sundin on the backhand and a great save by Richter. Oh, Mike Richter very sharp here in the first 6 minutes. And just what we expected in Olympic hockey under this format, end-to-end action and great chances.
Team USA way too fancy in the offensive zone, not shooting. Brett Hull was in position. Eventually, Suter took the shot. It was blocked. 2-on-1, and Richter makes another fine save.
Still no score. More than 6 minutes played. First game of this tournament for Team USA and Team Sweden. His own zone. Matthias Olin played it ahead to Ulf Dahlin. Dahlin heads for the net after passing off. The centering pass was deflected. The United States looked to break back. Kachuk lost the puck as he crossed the line. He had Fontaine behind the defense. Now Sundin. We've seen a lot of ice time here in the first 7 minutes. Dahlin dumps it into the corner. The Swedes change up.
Very impressed with the discipline of the team staying away from icing the puck. No offsides. Good pace to this.
Particularly given they haven't played together much. Not much practice time with the NHL season just shutting down last weekend. They had about 4 days of practice. Did these teams here in Nagano. Nylander. Drop pass just inside the line to John LeClair of Team USA. Turned it right back over to Matthias Nordstrom. Now it's Nylander. Pressured by LeClair and Kevin Patrick. And a sturdy check by Jeremy Roenick in the corner as he knocks down Patrick Kjellberg. 7:20 played, no score. And the Americans change up as the puck is shot into the zone by Matthew Schneider. Lidstrom badgered all the way by Roenick. Guerin one-on-one, shot it well wide. All the way to the defenseman.
Jeremy Roenick with a good beginning to this tournament. He has taken the body really deep in his own zone twice to create turnovers.
Even though Roenick isn't one of the biggest forwards in the NHL, he's been known for throwing his body around. In recent years, he's had a number of injuries, and he's dropped down a bit from the elite status of players around the world. Because he's hoping that this tournament will help get him back, be considered in that light.
Here's this Modano line on the ice again, and Modano has really gotten into the bigger ice surface here. This ice surface wider than the normal NHL ice surface, and he's showing a great deal of speed, and his passing skills on this ice surface have really shown.
And an icing call, a rarity here in the first 8 minutes and 21 seconds. No score. Olympic hockey underway, and Mike Richter a standout early. Back at Big Hat, let's check in down at ice level with Darren Pang.
You guys talked about the flow of the hockey game and the fact that the USA not playing in straight lines. In yesterday's practice, Ron Wilson said a lot about we're not Hull off, we're not Roenick off, and we're not Kachuk off. Keep it in straight lines and shoot the puck.
But he was trying to say, yeah, we're not Europeans. Let's play North American hockey. And we're seeing a real good blend here. The Swedish club has countered well. The U.S. club is trying to use pace through the neutral zone. And good goaltending so far at both ends.
Red Hull on a line with Adam Deadmarsh and Doug Waite for the United States. Defense carrying Gary Suter and Chris Chelios. Teammates with the Chicago Blackhawks, both former Wisconsin Badgers. Deadmarsh shot well wide, played off the near boards by Daniel Alfredsson. And the Ottawa Senators banked it out. That comes Brian Berard, now moving up to the wing, as J.D. mentioned he would.
I don't think he's played the wing. Oh, here we go.
Joel Otto with his first chance. Wrist shot right on, and the stop made by Tommy Salo.
And we get a first little pushing and shoving here. Joel Otto and Ulf Samuelsson head up. Joel Otto with a good shot here. Nice pass off the boards by Waite and a good save by Salo.
Center's been tested early.
Yeah, the Ranger-Islander connection. Mike Richter of the Rangers in New York and the New York Islanders' Tommy Salo. Salo really played well for 2 or 3 weeks prior to this tournament, and exactly the same can be said about Mike Richter. Here they've started strong, and Team USA has outshot the Swedish club so far 3-2, but the shots have been quality shots.
Pat LaFontaine on the faceoff, moved it toward the net. Brian Berard tried to move in and was stopped at the top of the crease. So it's Lidstrom carrying the puck for Sweden. Long pass intended for Nicholas Sundstrom was broken up. Now Kevin Hatcher on this Team USA squad with his brother Darian, but not playing in the same defense pairing. He's paired with Keith Carney. Hatcher, now a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins, got it to the line, but Berard was stopped there. Carney for Joel Otto, and now back to Carney. The United States a little bit confused about this change in front of the bench. Tony Amonte from Hingham, Massachusetts. Shot it wide to the far post. John LeClaire, a testing drive and a left pad save made by Salo. Nylander dumps it into the corner, and the Swedes change. We're more than midway through the first period. No score. Sean McDonough with John Davidson and Darren Pang. Delighted to have you with us for Olympic hockey. LeClaire shot right on, and a shoulder save made by Salo. Leach kept it at the line. Now it's Nylander carrying it out. Member of the Calgary Flames, Michael Nylander, takes the return pass. Tried to move through the circle. He lost the puck and chopped down Brian Leach. Leach got back to his feet, moved it to LeClaire. Rink wide for Amonte. Amonte Albeline. There to stop Amonte. Albeline up the glass for Shellberg. Now Albeline. Albeline now plays for Calgary. He was a member of the New Jersey Devils Stanley Cup winning team a couple of years ago. And Donald Dunston in Sweden changes again.
The pace is slowed just a little bit, and the team's now understanding they're in a scoreless tie, except, of course, when Modano's line gets back on the ice. And here goes Modano. Man, is he flying.
Darren in deep as well. Battling Kalle Johansson. Rather Ulf Samuelsson, number 5 for the Swedes. Keith Tkachuk back to the line. Chelios scores! Chris Chelios through a screen, and the United States leads 1-0.
Well, the team captain took the shot, kept it low. Salo did not see it, and it was good hard work out of the corner as Billy Guerin was working with Ulf Samuelsson. An overhead look, and there you can see the puck being moved back. Chelios with a short backswing. The traffic was there. And Salo, you can see throwing his hands up saying, I didn't even see this shot. Look at this short backswing. All you need is accuracy because there's traffic. Oh, man, what a battle that was with Samuelsson and Guerin in front.
Chris Chelios, the 36-year-old native of Chicago, captain of this Olympic team. He was also a member of the '84 team in Sarajevo. He's given the United States a 1-0 lead, 11-10 of the first period. The assist to Bill Guerin and Keith Tkachuk. Gary Suter scaled it in for Team USA. Norrstrom laid it off to Lidstrom. Now Mats Lindgren looking for help from Thomas Sandstrom. Sandstrom centers one, and Norrstrom one-timed it wide. Didn't get much on the shot, and Richter froze it off the backboard. 1-0 Team USA midway through the first period. Heading to commercial, Adam Deadmarsh of Team USA was heading to the penalty box. The first penalty against the Americans for roughing at 11:35.
Deadmarsh and Norrstrom, and you can see a little shove after. The penalty being called by Bill McCreary. They just don't want any pushing and shoving after whistles in this tournament. And the other one is, Sean, no hitting from behind.
Daniel Alfredsson with his shot that was blocked out in front, and Jeremy Roenick shoots at the length of the ice. First power play of the game for Sweden. Lidstrom with the puck. Matt Sundin. Now Alfredsson tried to back it up to Nicholas Sundstrom, and it was picked off. Now turned over right in front of the net. Sundin's shot never did reach the net, and it's Jeremy Roenick able to backhand it out.
The Swedes using 4 forwards on the power play. Sundin playing the point. He's moved back for the power play.
Now Forsberg with room. Alfredsson scores.
What a goal.
Team USA thought Forsberg would circle the net, but he dumped it back to Alfredsson, who had the short side, and he beat Richter to tie the game at 1.
Yeah, especially Mike Richter. He thought that the puck was going to go to his left side behind the net. Now here comes the play behind by Forsberg. Richter moves over to the left and the wide open right side as you see Alfredsson finish the play. This is a brilliant play by Peter Forsberg. Look at Richter's head turned that way. Now he's in trouble. Even the defenseman Hatcher was in trouble. We're tied up at 1.
Daniel Alfredsson, a power play goal assisted by Peter Forsberg at 12:26. And Team USA and Sweden are tied at 1.
Assisted by number 21.
With 7.5 remaining in the first period. Alfredsson forced back by Chelios. Guerin battled with the puck along the far boards, and Renberg worked it out. But now here's Guerin with the puck on his stick. His shot was blocked. Modano's backhand free in front. Guerin back for Modano, and he scored! Salo was out of the net. And a brilliant shot by Modano to find the far corner. And Team USA has quickly reclaimed the lead.
Sean, this is the same unit of 5 that was on the ice the last time Team USA scored. First shift since. And they come right back and get another goal after the Swedes had tied it up on the power play. It's Tkachuk, Guerin, and Modano along with Suter and Chelios. Now you'll see the puck here, his shot, and Salo goes right after the puck and gets trapped way out of the net. Modano read the play and shot it quickly after Guerin moved the puck back. There's Guerin. And you can see here, he moves it back. There's Modano, and there's no goaltender. Salo took himself right out of the play, and the puck goes past Nordstrom, and Team USA leads 2-1. This line for Team USA has started with a big-time start to this tournament.
Just 24 seconds after the power play goal, Mike Modano puts the United States ahead again. 2-1, Team USA. Face off to the right of Mike Richter. Mike Modano and Michael Nylander on the draw.
Modano taking the draw. You can see as Team USA has to go back and control it. Modano has a very straight blade. And he said the straighter the blade, the easier it is to win faceoffs. And he used to have the big curve, Sean. He said he couldn't win faceoffs as much. But with a straighter blade, he has a much better degree of success.
Nylander played it a line. Wolf Dahlin chipped it into the corner. And it's lifted over the head of the defenseman by Matthew Schneider. Ali Johansson. Content just to lob it back into the zone. Schneider sends it right back out, and Sweden in the midst of a chance. Ulf Samuelsson head to the line. The puck shot into the corner by Andreas Johansson. Plays for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Johansson looking for that free puck out in the bottom of the circle, and Bill McCreary has a penalty for a high stick. And the Americans will be penalized again. It's Matthew Schneider going off for Team USA. Don't miss a single second of Olympic action. CBS Sportsline brings you up-to-the-minute coverage from Nagano. Get real-time scores, video, and much more. Visit cbs.sportsline.com.
Matthew Schneider sits for high sticking. Team Sweden scores their only goal to this point on the power play as Paul Holmgren on the right talks things over with Ron Wilson. You can see Holmgren looking at his players to try to figure what the combination should be. It's the same unit on the ice that scored the power play. Here's the penalty that's called on Schneider as he moves in on Sandstrom with a stick up high, rubbing across the helmet. The call is made. It's interesting here as Forsberg's the centerman. He's back here. Sundin's going to play the point, but Sundin's better on faceoffs, so he moves up to take the draw. And I'm sure what you'll see, Sean, is a switch if the Swedish club control the puck for the power play. Lidstrom, number 4, who's playing a right point, has a great shot, and I mean a great shot off the pass. He doesn't stop the puck. He'll shoot it as it's moved across.
.6:14 remaining in the first period. 2-1 Team USA. And the Americans control the puck off the faceoff, and Tony Amonte shoots it in. Amonte with his high school teammate Jeremy Roenick filling the penalty up front. Brian Leach and Darian Hatton, the defenseman. Amonte and Roenick play together at Thayer Academy in Massachusetts, and then again for the Chicago Blackhawks. This is Roenick badgering Sundin. Now Forsberg. for Nicholas Sundstrom. This pass blocked by Adam Deadmarsh, who's just come on for the Americans. 1:18 left of the power play. Lidstrom lines up for a shot, blocked by Deadmarsh, and Adams sends it the length of the ice.
Now Team USA changes Roenick for Modano, so you have Deadmarsh and Modano out there. Modano's a great player, killing a penalty because of his speed and to provide offense shorthanded.
Nylander in the corner. Pressured by Chelios. Nobody at the point along the near side for Sweden. Sundin raced there but couldn't keep it in. He gave Nylander a look as if to say, why did you give me the puck there? Sundin drives it in. And we're down to 5 minutes remaining in the opening period. 2-1 Team USA. 40 seconds on the power play. Modano batted the puck high in the air. Kicked ahead by Calle Johansson. O'Dowd backhand and a glove save.
Well, this all started with a dump in. Team Sweden shot the puck in on the power play to try to recover it. Richter never even thought about going to get it. There's much more room behind the net here, so why leave the net and get caught? Now you can see the high stick is waved off. Dahlin moves to the net, goes to the backhand, and Richter kept his catching glove low and moved right across and made a nice save off of Ulf Dahlin. Again on the backhand. Look at the catching glove down low as Richter moves to his left. And there you can see he makes a nice sharp save. Richter has started this tournament strongly. He's keeping his balance. He's a stand-up goaltender. Here's Modano with the puck touched above the shoulder. There, now there's a delay. If he does not touch the puck and a teammate does, it would be a whistle. Instead, he touched it. The play's allowed to continue, and the Swedes went in and had the scoring chance.
Nylander on the draw. 2-1 edge in shots for Team USA to this point. Ulf Dahlin in the corner. Nylander had the puck poked away by Brian Leach. Renberg played it back to Nylander. Dahlin looking for Renberg in front. Got slammed against the glass by Leach. Nylander up pass. Calle Johansson, a great job to keep it in at the line. Down to 5 seconds left in the power play as the shot was rolled in by Renberg. Matthias Holman spins back, and Matthew Schneider's out of the penalty box. Team USA back at full strength. With just more than 4 minutes remaining in the first period. 2-1 Team USA. Centering pass picked off by Schneider. Knocked down by a high stick, but possessed by Doug Weight. Weight across the line with Brett Hull. Weight of the backhand. He threw it out in front. And Sandstrom sent it back out to center ice.
Team USA has centermen who love to carry the puck through the neutral zone.
And Hull threw it toward the net, and it was tipped wide by Amati.
Doug Waite's one of them. Modano's one of them. Roenick's one. Even LaFontaine, all of them love to carry the puck themselves through the neutral zone. Good penalty kill by the U.S. club.
Now it's Kevin Hatcher out to John LeClaire. He touched it ahead. LaFontaine was looking to break in, but he was tied up by Mattias Norrstrom. And Norrstrom has it back. Did not connect with Lidstrom. Back across the line, LeClaire. Wrist shot just wide. He let it go from the top of the slot. Now LaFontaine waiting for help with his mates in the midst of a change. He's pinned by Lindgren. Lindgren considered one of the best defensive forwards on the Swedish team, wearing number 41. He plays for the Edmonton Oilers. Now Gary Suter stops just inside the line of the playoff side. 2:57 remaining in the opening period. United States up a goal. Face-off won by Mike Modano, and the drive right on, knocked down by the blocker of Salo as Gary Suter let one fly from the blue line. Tommy Salo stripped to the puck by Guerin. Now Mike Modano. For Guerin. Guerin down low. Kachuk all alone in front, and he was stopped twice by Salo.
This line is really working together. When the U.S. club won the World Cup in the fall of '96, this line was a unit. Modano the centerman, Kachuk on one side and Guerin on the other. And this is just magic. The chemistry is working early in the tournament. First period of game one, and they've hardly, I mean, every shift they've made something happen offensively.
Kachuk and Guerin, two of the real characters on the United States team. They roomed together in the pre-Olympic tour before the '92 games in Albertville. And Kachuk wound up remaining with the team. Guerin was one of the last cuts.
Here's Kachuk going to the front of the net, pulling the puck across. Salo knew it was going to be a low shot, and he made one and then a second shot before Alberline got across to put his hand right up into the face of Kachuk. There's a one shot, there's a second, and there's the hand right into the face Tommy Salo with good goaltending on that play after giving up the goal where he got caught out of the net. Scoring chances, U.S. with 6, Sweden with 4. Richter's been perfect, and Salo's been beaten once.
The United States goals by Chelios and Modano, and the Swedish goal by Alfredsson on the power play. Set up beautifully by Forsberg. It's 2-1 United States. Under 2 minutes remaining in the first period. Sean McDonough, John Davidson, Darren Pang at Big Hat. Americans in deep to forecheck, and the forecheck broken nicely by Forsberg. And he was stopped inside the zone by Leach. In deep, Renberg to put the hit on behind the net. Pop the puck out to Alfredsson, and his shot off the shoulder of Richter. Red Hall sends it into his own bench.
You know, Sean, we were talking and have talked all period long about the Modano line. What I find interesting about this line, as you think about it, Keith Tkachuk, with his 57 points, leads the Phoenix Coyotes during the Olympic break. On the middle position at center ice, Mike Modano, he leads the Dallas Stars in scoring. And Bill Guerin, who was traded up to Edmonton, has made an impact on that club, and they've turned their season around. So you see some terrific players there.
And of course, Modano's stats diminished somewhat by a knee injury that he suffered in early December in a collision with Oilers defenseman Brian Marchment.
That probably cost him a good shot at winning the scoring race. The overall lead in the NHL for this season.
Banks it in. Jeremy Roenick chipped it behind the net for Leclerc. Right out in front. He powered his way to the net front, and the save was made by Salo, and Lidstrom was the defender who couldn't deal with the bulk of John Leclerc.
Yeah, the puck was still loose there, and Bill McCreary, who was on the near side, the right side, did not see the puck, so he blew the whistle. Imagine having Keith Tkachuk on one line and trying to deal with him in front, and then when that line changes, John Leclerc gets on the ice. You can't stop the man. I mean, he's sensational with his strength, and the referee's actually in behind, and he can't see that the puck's loose. There's Leclerc with one shot coming in on the backside. Now, as he finds the rebound, you'll see him reach and even lose his balance in reaching to get the second shot. Just a great attempt down low. A one-handed swing at the puck as Tony Amonte falls over John Leclerc. But when you have power down low like that, shift after shift, it wears out the other team's defense.
Roenick and Sundin on the face-off. One by Sundin into the corner for Lidstrom. Matthias Norrstrom up the boards. Nicholas Sundstrom turned it over at center ice to Leclerc, and he handed it right back to Norrstrom.
See the puck rolling a little bit. Last few minutes of a period, teams have to be careful. The ice here in Nagano seems to ice up and become very rough. The puck does not settle down like it does earlier in the period. Teams should be aware of that.
Talk too about the dimensions of this rink, as JD mentioned earlier, about 2 additional feet behind the net from the standard NHL rink, and this rink is about 13 feet wider than the typical National Hockey League ice surface. Harry Suter knocked down in the corner by Sundstrom. Now Sundin into the corner for Sundstrom. Bothered by the stick work of Suter. They hold each other off, and down to 2 seconds left in the period. And that's it for the first period. Team USA with a 2-1 lead.
Mike Richter had a very strong period. The Swedes' only goal was on the power play, and the big forwards for Team USA were too tough down low. Too tough for the Swedish defensemen to handle. Talking about Tkachuk, Guerin, and John Leclerc.
We'll rejoin Michelle Tafoya in just a moment. End of one period, 2-1 Team USA.
After 20 minutes of play at Big Hat, Team USA 2 and Sweden 1. Chris Chelios scoring the first goal of the game. Welcome back to Olympic Late Night. I'm Michelle Tafoya. The women's hockey tournament continued last night, and the co-favorites, Team USA and Canada, both carried on their winning ways. It was the USA against Japan, and Shelley Looney got things going with this unassisted putback, and Team USA never looked back. They won this one 10-0, Team USA outshot Japan 46-4. And Canada defeated a tough Finland team 4-2. The USA played the Finns to an identical score earlier in the tournament. Now look at the women's standings. No surprises really here. The USA and Canada both undefeated and will face off in the gold medal game. You can see that live on CBS this morning, Tuesday, February 17th. In a men's game going on right now, it's the Czech Republic and Finland, and just moments ago, the Czech Republic scored the first goal of that game. A reminder, CBS Sports coverage of the Dream Tournament continues tomorrow with Team USA against Belarus, live on Late Night at 12:37 a.m. And when we come back, the most thought-provoking highlights you'll ever see. Late Night Rock and Roll highlights when Late Night continues right after this.
We welcome you back to Big Hat in our first intermission. Team USA has a 2-1 lead over Sweden. I'm Sean McDonough along with John Davidson. The Olympic hockey tournament is underway in the final round. For those of you just tuning in, the pool is divided into two groups, A and B. There are 8 teams remaining in the final round. These 2 teams are in Group A, along with Canada and Belarus. Each team in each group will play the other 3 teams within their group, and then we'll go on to the medal round. And when they accumulate points as Group A teams and Group B teams, they'll go across the groups in the championship round. For example, the team with the most points after the play in Group A will play the 4th finishing team in Group B, and so on. So the United States, Canada, and Sweden loaded up in Group A.
Yeah, you know, the thing is that I think whoever ends up in first place in Group A, when you play your next game after this round, probably playing the last team will be Kazakhstan. So it'll be nice to end up in first place, play Kazakhstan in the next round before moving on. So I think that's a bonus, and that's one of the reasons why you're seeing these teams play so hard so early in this particular game. Team USA, the big line, the power forwards, Modano, Guerin, Kachuk. Also add John Leclerc to that. Team Sweden had a tough time dealing with them down around their goal net. I thought that was a big difference.
2 teams on the ice and ready to go for the second period. Moments ago, Darren Pang spoke with Chris Chelios.
With the captain of Team USA, Chris Chelios, was that period as you would have expected it, the first one of the tournament?
Yeah, I think so. I think we came out and be aggressive, which you want to do. I think they surprised them a little bit by being aggressive. Because of the ice surface, they maybe thought we'd be a little more patient, but we weren't passive, and I thought we got off to a good start.
And the second period is underway. Team Sweden in possession of the puck. And Bill Guerin took it back to the United States. Fed Keith Kachuk. Now Mike Modano. A wrist shot high and wide. 2-1 Team USA. Chris Chelios and Mike Modano scored in the opening period. Daniel Alfredsson had the goal. Tied the game at 1 on the power play for Sweden. Sundin played it across to Nicholas Sundstrom. He managed to work it into the zone. Then took a sturdy check from Gary Suter. Chelios off for Suter. Suter, the source of some controversy. He was the player who delivered the hit to Paul Correa in an NHL game not long before this Olympic tournament that resulted in the concussion suffered by Correa. Correa would have been one of the best players for Team Canada. He is unable to play in this tournament. The stats from period 1, the shots decided edge in favor of Team USA.
Most of the 14 shots Team USA did get during that first period were right down around the top of the goal net, near the crease of Tommy Salo. In this particular tournament, what's different for it regarding the goal crease and thinking about the National Hockey League is that you can be in the goal crease. If a goal is scored right here and your skate is in on that side, it's a legal goal as long as you have nothing to do with the goaltender himself. Much different than the NHL. So these guys like John Leclerc and Keith Kachuk and the power forwards, they flat out love that. They can get right to the net and not worry about the goal crease.
Off the far boards, Daniel Alfredsson. On the move, Tommy Albeline. He got stopped on the line by Leclerc. Then Leclerc rattled Peter Forsberg into the near boards. Forsberg back on his feet. Bothered by Leach. Forsberg came away with it. Looking toward the net. And it was deflected wide. Great pass by Forsberg right under the stick of Albeline. And Tommy shot it wide.
Oh, what a hit that was. Tony Amonte, he's okay.
And the Americans break. Leach to Leclerc. And he hit the side of the net with Salo sprawling over. Monty still a little bit woozy at the bench as it's a 2-on-1, and Shelberg scores. He went in on a a 2-on-1 with Michael Renberg, and Renberg put it right on Kjellberg's stick, and Patrick Kjellberg tied the game at 2.
Yeah, there was 2-on-1s both ways. Team USA couldn't finish it, but Team Sweden did. As you can see, Team USA got caught with a change. That hurt them. Here's the shooter in the shooting position, and Mike Richter had no chance at all. Earlier, there was a play where John LeClaire couldn't finish the 2-on-1. Team Sweden came right back the other way, and bang, it's in the net. Mike Richter has no chance. He's an aggressive goaltender, but when you're out that far, you can't move across.
And there's going to be a delay for an equipment problem. Tommy Salo has gone to the Team Sweden bench. 2-2 the score at Big Hat.
Two here in Nagano at the Big Hat. Here's exactly what happened during the last set of plays. You're seeing a Monty there just get squished. Team USA moves up ice. It's a 2-on-1. Leach is up on the play. Across to LeClaire, no goal. Leach goes right in behind the net. He's trapped. Now Team USA then made a line change, Sean, and they were too slow in the change. Team Sweden moved up 2-on-1 and scored.
To tie the game at 2. Swedes have not led in this one. Team USA has twice had the lead on each occasion. Sweden has tied it up. Kevin Hatcher. Pass anticipated by old Samuelson, who poked it back into the corner. Laid ahead by Matthew Schneider. Out of the zone by Brett Hull. Now Doug Waite into the right wing corner. Hull in the forecheck on Samuelson. Kjellberg let it pass by. Here's Michael Nylander along the left wing boards. Nylander forced back by Kevin Hatcher. Sweden changing its defensive pairing. Just on as Matthias Norrstrom. Pass to Kjellberg did not connect. Patrick Kjellberg, not a well-known name in North America, one of the few players on Team Sweden who does not play in the NHL. He plays in the Swedish league, and when he's not playing in the elite league in Sweden, he moonlights as a police officer. His primary beat is the soccer stadium in Stockholm. Mostly control those rowdy crowds.
Mostly just for the big games in those big soccer stadiums. They say he does a good job.
I don't know who would mess with him at about 6'3", 210 pounds.
And then when he plays hockey, again, he has 29 goals in 49 games to lead the Swedish Elite League with goal scoring. Here you have the icing against Team USA.
Fontaine just beyond the red line when he sent it the length of the ice.
After the first period, Kent Forsberg, the head coach of Sweden, wasn't happy with how weak they were in front of their own net. And JD, you were talking about the strength of some of the power forwards on Team USA. They wanted to really strengthen it up in front of Tommy Salo for the Swedish team.
Yeah, thanks, Darren. Kent Forsberg, whom you're looking at, again, the father of Peter Forsberg, one of the better players for Team Sweden. I don't know if they're going to be able to contain LeClaire, Guerin, Modano, and Keith Tkachuk, these types of big forwards. Certainly in the first period they couldn't. Let's see if Team Sweden can do a better job of it here in the second period.
And that Modano, Tkachuk, Guerin line is out for the United States. Here's Mike Modano. Long pass, didn't connect with Tkachuk. The shot was on Salo. Therefore, no icing. Now Guerin. In behind the net for Modano. Pestered by Lidstrom. One-timer by Guerin. Turned aside by Salo.
There's a good play again. And again, the Swedes could not control this line down low.
Suter in behind the net. Lopped over the stick of Guerin. Chelios. Thought about a shot. Instead passed it off. Modano had trouble with the bouncing puck. Tkachuk for Modano. Wristed over the net. Right off the backboards to Bill Guerin. That's meant the net to shoot for. Suter had it flying off a stick. Salo has lost his stick, and Suter puts it on net. The rebound for Guerin. A couple of chances. And a penalty coming here as the puck is frozen.
Johnson will go, number 38. He cross-checked Guerin down to the ice. Peter Forsberg may tell his players, you've got to start to control this line, but they can't. They simply can't. Two good scoring chances, draw a power play, and this line continues to battle with Suter and Chelios as the defense pairing. It's a unit of 5. There's the point shot in front. Salo's without the stick. The goaltender without the stick. Team USA gets to all the loose pucks, and there's the cross check. And you can see the referee put his arm up as Guerin draws the power play. Good shot here by Gary Suter. He keeps it down. The puck's on goal. And then you see the 2-on-2 battle. 2-on-3. Watch who gets the loose pucks. It's the guys in white. There's Tkachuk. They can't knock him down. And Salo made a good save there. There's Guerin. And here comes a cross check to his back. And Team USA will go on a power play as Modano's line is wonderful. Just wonderful with their work. There's Salo with the save without the goal stick. And I think because of that, that's why there was a big rebound in front. And Team USA made it happen. Great work by this line. We've talked about it all game long, Sean. All game long, I'm sorry, Sean, but they're getting better and better and better.
And it's Andreas Johansson off for cross-checking at 4:14 of the second period. He's not happy at the moment, but his life isn't that bad. His wife, Susanna Gustafsson, was Miss Sweden in 1991.
Miss Sweden, that'd be pretty good.
He might be unhappy at the moment, but it's Berard at the point. And Brian Leach, now Brett Hull on the power play with Leighton LaFontaine. LaFontaine brilliantly out in front, and Salo poked it away from Waite. Looked like Doug Waite took a second or two too long to get rid of the puck as he was all alone in front of Salo. Salo used his stick to knock it away. Berard did not connect his attempted pass inside the line. LaFontaine lifted it away from Wolf Samuelson. Hull around to the near point to Leach. Leach pressured on line by Alfredsson. 1:22 left in the power play. Alfredsson got a stick on the pass. LaFontaine to Hull. Hull now back to Leach. Leach for Hull. Hull is one of the great shots in the game. Leach to Hull, a one-timer, and he shot it over the net. Might have been deflected on the way. And Brian Berard forced to chase it back into his own zone. Berard, the youngest player on Team USA at age 20. He's out of Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Here's a shorthand bid. Anderson out in front. Forsberg tried to feed it back, and Berard blocked the pass. Here's Modano across the line. Modano off for Tkachuk. Now Leach banks it in behind the net for Modano. Leach is in deep. Nobody at the point. The player hustled to keep it in. It went past Modano to Lidstrom. Lidstrom around to the far boards, and Chelios couldn't stop it with a skate.
What a play by Brian Berard. He's the only defenseman back. It was a shorthanded 2-on-1 by the Swedes, and a 2-2 game, and Brian Berard, the youngster right there, moves across, and a saving play.
Berard plays for the New York Islanders, former #1 pick in the entire NHL draft. Nordstrom went down to the corners. He tried to drive it out. Now used the sand wedge to send it the length of the ice. 6 minutes played, second period, 2-2 the score. Team USA had a 2-1 lead at the end of one. And down to 5 seconds left in the man advantage for the Americans. Tkachuk dumped it back. Roenick sent it to the line, right between the defensemen Chelios and Suter. And Johansson is out of the box. Adam Deadmars couldn't handle the feed from Chelios. And the play whistled down for an offside.
So Brian Berard's been playing the point on the power play and left wing at even strength. And here's the play where he reads the pass across, and the pass was coming back again. So Berard took away the passing lane. Wow, what a play. If he doesn't stop the puck, Richter's on the right side, the net would have been wide open. What a play.
Sean McDonough, John Davidson, Darren Pang back at Big Hat. First game of the Olympic hockey tournament for Sweden and USA. They're trying to accumulate points for position within the group. These two teams will play all of the other teams within Group A once. And based on the points, they'll be seeded 1 through 4 in each group. And when it goes on to the next round, the team with the highest point total in Group A will play the last team in Group B.
And there's no overtime in this particular round. So a tie is worth 1 point, win's worth 2 points.
And all 8 teams do advance out of this round. They're just accumulating points here, and those points are important for the matchups as they head toward the quarterfinals when it is single elimination. Jeremy Roenick, when chasing after that dump in, he tried to poke it through Salo, but Tommy was able to freeze the puck.
Nice to see JR wearing number 27. Here's a look at the rules differences. The rink size, mostly behind the net. You can see there's a 2-foot difference there, along with the width of the ice surface. Fighting, there's no fighting in this IIHF rulings. Not allowed. There's the room in behind the net. I think for goaltenders it makes it tougher. It's a long trip in behind to get the puck when it's shot in hard around the boards. Very deep corners as you see there too. The defense have a lot more room to make plays.
Rink isn't any longer than the standard NHL rink, but it's a lot wider, as Ron Wilson says, making his old professors at Providence College proud. It's 14% bigger, the ice surface. Red Hull's shot whistled off the shoulder of Salo. Shots on goal now 17-7 in favor of the Americans. But Sweden has taken advantage of a couple of good opportunities to score twice. And the game's tied at 2, nearly midway through. More than 7 minutes into the second period. Anderson dumped it back. Sundin, very dangerous on the backhand. It got a piece of Richter and went wide.
Second time in this game, Sundin has used that move.
Sundin now a wraparound try, and Richter able to sprawl on it. He was trying to feed Mikhail Anderson, who plays for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Carney was right there. What a play Carney made. Sundin with a powerful shift. He's the answer for Sweden down low with his power. That's Sundin. He loves to go to the backhand. Look at his patience with the puck. Richter moves with him. The shot is deflected just wide. Sundin will get the puck back, and with his power, he's really hard to knock off the puck, Sean. When you go to move into Sundin, he'll put the puck away from his body and keep his body between you and the puck. And trying to move him is just about impossible. He is really hard to knock over.
Off the face-off, Renberg shoved into the boards by the stick of Suter. Gary Suter up the middle for Keith Tkachuk. Tkachuk lost the puck to Lidstrom. Now the Swedes 3-on-3 into the zone. Forsberg was stopped by Chelios. And scaled around to the near boards by Modano. Lidstrom able to keep it in at the line. Daniel Alfredsson, former NHL Rookie of the Year, put it right on net. And Richter deflected it out of the rink.
The puck came off the netting. They have netting above the glass here to save the pucks from going into the stands and injuring people. And the puck ricochets back off the netting. It almost caught Forsberg on that play. Richter with a sharp save, and Team USA doing a pretty good job here in the defensive zone. As you'll see Alfredsson get the puck for the shot. And look to the left side, you see Suter going to take his man. The puck moved right up into the netting and came right ricocheting back down. There's Richter making the save off the left side. No rebound in front. He put it right up high and wide, forcing the face-off in the USA zone.
There's Daniel Alfredsson, 25-year-old, Gothenburg in Sweden, playing in his first Olympics. He's been bothered by some injuries this season. Missed the first 2 weeks for Ottawa in a contract dispute, then had some ankle problems when he did get into action.
Yeah, 2 of them, including a fracture. He came back earlier than expected. He's a player that's always in motion, never stands still, and very difficult to check.
John LeClair trying to bust by Calle Johansson. Backhand wide to the short side by LeClair. Philadelphia Flyers. LeClair formerly played for Montreal. He's out of the University of Vermont. Now back it's Tommy Alfredsson right out in front looking for Sandstrom. He was tied up. Lindgren. That's Lindgren. Off for Johansson. And he's tied up behind the net. Puck dug out by Darian Hatcher. Hatcher for Tony Amati. Picked into the line by Alfredsson. Now Roenick. Roenick got charred. He passed the puck off. Reyes Johansson put the hit on Roenick. Now the near corner was kicked away from Lindgren by Leach. Here comes Amati one-on-one. Amati's shot deflected by Ulf Samuelsson. Salo out to the line where it's deflected into the USA bench by Pat LaFontaine.
So Johansson finally got a chance to get the helmet put back on his head. It was sitting behind like a cowboy hat, hanging around the back of his neck as Team Sweden now comes on a little bit, having a couple of good shifts in Team USA's zone. Here's the hit, or at least he had the hit into Jeremy Roenick, and that jarred the helmet. And he skated all the way down the ice with the helmet hanging up in behind. That was a good hit on Jeremy Roenick, because the Swedish club, I think, have picked up their hitting as this second period moves along.
Shot 17-8, but the goal's even at 2. 9 minutes into the second period. Ulf Dahlen deflected into the zone for Sweden. Kjellberg indeed the forecheck. Kjellberg had the game-tying goal here in the second period for the Swedes. Now Michael Nylander on the forehand. His shot blocked by Kevin Hatcher. Winds up back to Nylander. Now Dahlen, all 3 forwards behind the net for Sweden. Joel Otto knocked down Dahlen. Ulf managed to work it free. Played back toward the corners by Brian Berard. Nylander took it back there. He's being badgered all the way by Keith Carney. Dahlen couldn't stop it behind the net. Up from the point, Mattias Olin 21 years old, is Olin, number 2, the youngest player on the Swedish roster.
John, you're seeing another continuous shift of pressure in Team USA's zone. However, the Swedish club not getting the shots, but pressure on the defensive end for Team USA.
Now room for Olin, and his drive deflected out of the ring by Richter.
Another good shot. That's Olin, who's a rookie in the NHL playing for Vancouver. A terrific talent. Good hard low shot. Remember the slap shot Alfredsson took? It was to the left leg, left foot of Richter. This was to the right side, and Richter is razor sharp. Good position. When Richter has position and set for a shot, before they shoot the puck, he's almost unbeatable. And there you can see how he's about 3 feet above the goal crease. Olin was going to shoot, no one to pass to. So for the goaltender, it's good position, and that is a big save for Mike Richter.
And Olin, the former first-round pick of Vancouver back in 1994, just joined the Canucks this year, as JD said. They lured him to the NHL with a 5-year, $12 million contract.
It's been an adventure for him playing in Vancouver this year. A new coach, this or that. A lot of trades. Here's the Swedes. They've been playing in between the blue lines very well, squeezing off Team USA. There's another play. Now they counter and try to come back.
And rink wide by Sundin. Deep, Cale Anderson. Anderson, a role player on the Swedish team. Good skater, known more as a team player than as a premier offensive threat. And the puck frozen with Gary Suter.
More face-offs, all in Team USA's zone. Team USA had a great beginning to this game, but with Team Sweden coming alive here somewhat, nearing the midpoint, actually just passing the midpoint of the second period, you can sense they're starting to get their game going. A lot of it has to do with the area between the blue lines where you can't quite get through there. And that creates a turnover. Here you can see all the dark jerseys for them on one side of the ice. That creates the turnover. And now they spread way out. They start heading up ice, get the puck deep, and as they went deep, they forced the face-off, which we just had.
Off the draw, the flip toward the net by Lidstrom was deflected right on by Alfredsson, and Richter had to be alert to make the stop. Now a sturdy check by Darian Hatcher behind the net as he ran into Alfredsson. Leach got it back to Darian Hatcher. He's the younger of the two Hatcher brothers. And Darian has it again. Outstanding size for Darian Hatcher. 6'5", 220 pounds. Salo on the near board, trying to get it to Renberg. He was tied up by Kachuk. And McDonough tried to get it back to Kachuk, and it hit that net again just above the glass. Down at ice level, here's Darren Pang.
With Peter Forsberg, fellas, on the ice right now, the U.S. coaches are really stressing to the defensemen, stay up on the play, close the gap between the defenseman and the forward, especially when Peter is on the ice. In that first period, they didn't have as much success. They seem to be getting her going now.
Forsberg, the son of the Swedish coach Kent Forsberg. There are some writers in Sweden who say the only reason Kent Forsberg is the coach is because Peter is his son and he's the best player.
And that puts pressure on that family for sure. I know that with Peter Forsberg and Kenta, his dad, if the Swedes win it, they'll be heroes. If they don't win it, what will happen is the pressure will be pointed directly at those two players for not being good enough to play well in this tournament. So pressure on the Forsberg family.
And the pressure did back off Kent Forsberg a bit with the strong showing by the Swedes at the World Cup of Hockey in 1996. Took over Team Sweden in 1995. Kurt Lundmark was the coach of Team Sweden in 94 in Lillehammer when the Swedes won their first ever Olympic gold medal. Forsberg moved away from Schneider, centered one, and a goal! A sprawling Daniel Alfredsson with his second of the hockey game, and the Swedes lead for the first time. It's 3-2.
You can sense it. The Swedish club has played deep in Team USA's zone for about 10 minutes now. Playing time. Richter frustrated. Alfredsson's quickness scored, but it was Peter Forsberg behind the net with all that strength that he has. And man, he started well here in the tournament. You can see he's being checked by Schneider. He beat him, he beat Modano, and he pulled a third one over there, and Alfredsson scores. 3 white jerseys went after Forsberg. Watch him. There's Schneider. Now watch the strength of the man's drive, the legs. He keeps going. Now there'll be another white jersey. There's Modano. Then there's another one, Hatcher. So he put the puck in front, and as Richter was about to fall on it, the quickness of Alfredsson scores, and the Swedish Hockey Club leads for the first time 3-2. Peter Forsberg is a great player, and he just showed it.
He assisted on the goal. The only assist at 11:33 of the second period. Second goal of the game for Alfredsson. So Team USA trailing for the first time at the 1998 Winter Olympics. Roenick forced back into his own zone. That pass across 2 lines to Tony Amonte, and offside is the call on the 2-line pass.
Now there's the connection right there. Forsberg and Alfredsson. The man on the left has 2 here in this game to this point. He plays for the Ottawa Senators. And again, he's a player, Sean, that's a wonderful player to coach. He's easy to coach. He knows how to play the game. And when you're with Peter Forsberg, you know, Peter Forsberg on the right there, he's such a driving player that when these two get connected together, you can sense how good they are deep in the zone. When Peter Forsberg was, I think, 8 years old, he came home and he was crying at home after a game, and his dad said, "What's the matter?" He says, "Oh, we lost." He says, "What was the score?" He said, 8-7, we lost, and he was crying. He said, "Did you get any goals?" He says, "Yeah, I got all 7, but we lost." And he's driven to win. Driven to win is Peter Forsberg. He has won a gold medal in the Olympics, and he's won a Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche.
With the Americans trailing for the first time, the chant of USA, USA heard loudly. Big Hat for the first time today. Chelios back in his own zone. 2 men in deep to forecheck. And the Swedes took the puck away again. Kjellberg fell down on the puck. Roenick battling Kjellberg. It came out to Albelin. And Chelios won the strength battle with Nylander behind the net. Up the boards for Leclerc.
And a great pinch by Johansson. Team USA's legs, it's almost like they've disappeared here, and the Swedes are not letting Team USA get that speed going at all. There's no room for them to get skating. See again.
The USA definitely rattled its own zone. Finally, some room as Chelios got the puck ahead of Roenick. Now John Leclerc, 2-on-3 with Amonte. Leclerc opted for the shot, and it went wide. The USA changing its defense pairing. Darren Pang told us between periods, after period 1, the USA coach is concerned about the communication in the change in the bench area, and they still seem to be having a tough time with that here in period 2.
They're feeling each other out, getting used to playing with one another here early in this tournament.
In the corner, Thomas Sandstrom now playing for Anaheim. Sandstrom, a 45-goal scorer in the NHL. It's been a quiet year for the Ducks. Just 6 goals to this point in the NHL campaign. Olin banked it ahead for Sandstrom. Sandstrom playing in his second Olympics, 14 years apart. He played in Sarajevo for the Swedes, 1984. He was 19 years old back then. Leach across for Darian Hatcher. Puck popped off the sideboards, and it's sent back out to the neutral zone by Ulf Samuelsson. Now Doug Waite. Intent to dump it into the corner. Adam Deadmarsh took a stick up high from Samuelsson. Right at the top of the crease, the puck is loose and cleared the length of the ice by Andreas Johansson. Icing is the call. They play no-touch icing in international hockey. No need for a defender to go back and touch the puck.
Take a look at this Swedish club as to why they're pressuring so well. You can see they've got 2 men deep, and as the puck moves around the boards, they're controlling the boards. See the other 3 men? There's a defenseman moving up to pinch on that side, trying to control the boards. See 3 blue jerseys there controlling the boards. Puck moved around. Look at all the blue jerseys fade over to the right side now. Puck moves along the boards. There's the other defenseman about to take the body there. And you can see they're pinching, they're staying deep, and they're starting to have good success doing this in the U.S. zone. The Swedish club has picked up their play, and I think for Team USA, Modano's line is the one that can turn the play around for them. He's now on the ice centering Tkachuk and Guerin. They've been the best line, but not over the last 10 minutes. They've been quiet.
Sundin won the draw into the corner for Lidstrom. Now the Americans steal it behind the net. Bouncing puck. Tkachuk couldn't control it. And the Swedes look to counterattack. Team USA had a 14-6 edge in shots on goal in the first period. Here in the second period, the shots are 4 for Sweden and 3 for the United States. Keith Carney ahead for Mike Modano. Modano, native Michigander, trying to weave through traffic. Took a hip check from Nordstrom, and Modano went sprawling. In deep, Kevin Hatcher. He tried to flip it out in front of the net, and Tommy Salo came out with a glove. 5:11 remaining in the second period. Sweden up a goal. Don't miss a single second of Olympic action. CBS Sports Line brings you up to the minute coverage from Nagano Get real-time scores, video, and much more. Visit cbs.sportsline.com.
John LaFontaine is very good at drawing the puck back off the boards.
He drew the puck back to Tony Amonte. His shot blocked by Kalle Johansson. Now Michael Renberg. Richter had trouble with that high shot. Deflected off his glove and hit the glass behind the net. Renberg bumped by Suter. Now LaFontaine trying to defend Forsberg. Forsberg put it right between LaFontaine's feet. Amonte there to help LaFontaine. Off the glass. Pat LaFontaine has it. He's come back from a major sequence of concussions. Sidelined him for virtually all the last year. Fontaine's had a fine season for the New York Rangers. Amonte hit Renberg up high. Renberg grabbed his face and was looking at Bill McCreary, hoping for a penalty call. There is none forthcoming. Now some skating room for John LeClair. Out in front of Monty. All alone was LaFontaine, but the pass did not connect. And picking down toward 4.5 minutes remaining. Renberg kind of frees the puck. Bill McCreary wouldn't blow the whistle. Amonte turned over to Forsberg. He's happy just to loft it to the American line. 3-2 Sweden in the waning minutes of period 2. Roenick out in front. One-timer shot over the net by Joel Otto. And the net has come off the mooring.
And you could hear the whistle as the play was called with the net off the moorings. Joel Otto moved in quickly. Jeremy Roenick skating well. As you'll see Leclerc move the puck back. Oh, there's Amonte moving across, trying to feed LaFontaine. It's hard to be accurate when you pass the puck back behind your back, but a close play. And Jeremy Roenick skating well. He was able to move in and set up Joel Otto. And the play here now with Roenick and Team USA and Amonte showing some speed, Leclerc out there, they're starting to change it a little bit. The momentum was all Sweden for a good 10 or 12 minutes. Now in the last minute and a half, Team USA starts to change the flow a little.
United States a slight edge in face-offs won. Joel Otto will take this draw with Michael Nylander. Otto, the oldest player on Team USA at age 36. He won the face-off. Back for Leach. Leach through a crowd and hit Ulf Samuelsson. Went into the corner. Samuelsson and Roenick pushing and shoving there. Samuelsson fell down to the puck. Managed to work it free. And Kjellberg. Now Collins. Collins couldn't get it down low. Leach stymied that attempt. Now Darian Hatcher. Turned it over to Nylander right behind the net. Nylander trying to shed Darian Hatcher. Nylander got drilled by Roenick. And Nylander slow to get up as the puck heads up ice. Otto inside the line for Berard. Sent back out of the zone.
Nylander way too fancy with a puck. And did he pay a good, hard, clean hit by Roenick? Nylander was acting like the puck was his and he wasn't going to move it. And he's often criticized for not passing the puck enough. And here he tried to hang around with it. As you can see, he's being held from behind. But listen to this. Oh, baby, that's like turning around and there's a Big Mac truck saying hello. And Roenick looked down and said goodbye. Oh, man, what a great hit that was. And a clean hit. And again, Nylander, who plays, has played in Calgary, in the NHL. He's a player who at times will not move the puck. It frustrates some teammates. And there he was messing around with it. And he paid as Jeremy Roenick stepped in and banged. And Roenick has done a lot of hitting here in this game on behalf of his team.
As we mentioned, at 190 pounds, he's never been afraid to throw his weight around despite his status as one of the best scorers in the NHL. Chris Chelios with 3 minutes left in the period. Sweden leading 3-2. United States has not scored here in the second after the Americans took a 2-1 lead into the first intermission. Pete Carney. Here comes Sweden. And the shot over the net deflected out of the rink by Carney as Mikael Anderson wound up for it. 2:39 remaining in the second period.
Talk about another quick difference in NHL and these rules for the Olympics. Goaltenders can have their equipment checked at the end of periods. The NHL does it at the end of games. It's the size of the gloves and also the size of the goal pads, in particular the width. And with the goal sticks in the NHL, you're allowed as a goaltender to have as much curve as you want with the blade of your stick. With the Olympics, you're only allowed to have a max of a half-inch curve. They talk about centimeters, but I don't know centimeters too well, Sean. I'm not good at that. And that's the same as the skating players, defensemen or forwards, only a half-inch max regarding the curvature of your stick, of the blade.
There's a broken stick for Mats Lindgren, so he goes right off after the face-off. Matthew Schneider didn't connect with McDonough. Mattias Norström up the board. Johansson couldn't stop it. And rink wide by Schneider. Drilled back into the zone by Bill Guerin. Guerin's a native of Wilbraham, Massachusetts.
Swedish team changed on the fly to get the Sundin line on the ice to go opposite Modano.
Chuck tried to throw it in front. It was blocked and cleared out by Mattias Norström. Evan Hatcher to Matthew Schneider. Schneider backhanded back in. 2 minutes left in the period. 3-2 Sweden. We're in the second period. Opening game. Olympic hockey for Team USA and Team Sweden. Jeremy Roenick in deep work at Chuck. He was knocked away from the puck by Norström. Long pass ahead. Cale Anderson. Now Amonte. Sidestep Anderson. Amonte lets it go. Salo kicked it out. Long rebound to Roenick. Roenick on the backhand. And the save made by Salo. Free puck. Bottom of the slot. Moved away from harm by Cale Anderson. He's going to take it back into the zone. The Swedes in the midst of a change. Chris Chelios. Minute 20 remaining in the period. And room for Amonte. Has Leclerc heading for the net. Tony Amonte broken up and has it back and put it on net. And the rebound hacked at by Leclerc. Still free behind the cage. Leclerc upended by Forsberg.
We have some penalties here as Johansson and Amonte were going at it in front of the net. Both will go to the box. And USA's come alive again in the last 4 or 5 minutes, Sean. Much better passing, getting through the neutral zone, driving to the net. Tony Amonte set up a 2-on-1 with Leclerc, and what a nice pass it was. Great pass by Jeremy Roenick. As you see, the puck will be moved by Schneider here to Roenick. Now Roenick's got to make a decision. See the little flip pass he made right over top of the defenseman, and then that sets up the play in front. There's the shot, and Team USA gets to the net finally. Nice little flip pass by Jeremy Roenick.
Amonte and Kalle Johansson in the penalty box. Matching minors at 18:57. So each team a man short for the final minute and 3 seconds of the second period. They're each off for roughing.
Very interesting here now. A lot of room on the ice. Each team with a man in the box. Forsberg is out there with Alfredsson, and they have connected for 2 goals for Team Sweden. Something to be aware of.
Forsberg and Wade on the draw. One by Doug Waite. Back to Suter. Suter to Chelios. Chelios hand on and broke his stick. Goes to the bench. Grabs one from his teammate. Didn't like that one. Took another from the equipment manager at the other end of the bench. Alfredsson couldn't get it past Chelios. Armed with a new stick. Alfredsson will try again. Ahead to Forsberg. Alfredsson has 2 goals. Forsberg has assisted on each of them, and Forsberg's shot deflected out of the rink by Suter with 38 seconds left in the second period.
You know, when you have face-offs, you need good communication, and Team USA, Doug Waite set up perfectly where Brett Hull should be for the face-off in the Swedish zone, and then Team USA got the shot, but Chris Chelios shanked it somewhat. Now watch Doug Waite here direct his men. So he's looking back. He's telling Hull where to be. Moves over. The defenseman moves over to get ready in case of a pass that draws one perfectly. Now you can see Chelios moving across, but shanked the shot. It's kind of like when we stand on the tee in golf. You hit about 6 inches behind the ball. That's what happened there. Chelios broke a stick on the play, but it was a good face-off win and directed nicely by Doug Waite.
The only difference is Chelios broke his stick on the shot. Usually we'd break the golf club after a shot like that.
Possibly.
No, never, never, never. Leach has it off the face-off. 30 seconds left. Mike Modano as Kachuk streaking down the right wing, but Mike wasn't able to pass the puck off. Now Kachuk in off the backboard. Lidstrom with Modano pressuring. Now Mattias Norström plays for Los Angeles King. Sundin, still time with 10 seconds left of the period. The puck moved out of the zone by Modano. carried back in, took a check, and that'll do it for period 2. So the Americans led after the first period. They trail now after 2.
One of the adjustments Sweden made, the defense pairing of Lidstrom and Nordstrom. And you mentioned, Sean, Lidstrom's up for the Best Defenseman of the Year award in the NHL. That pairing played a lot against the Tkachuk, Modano, Guerin line, and that line was a little more quiet in the second period than what we saw in the first period. So the Swedes have adjusted.
The end of the second period, the score, Sweden 3, Team USA 2. Michelle Tafoya will be back in the late night studio after this message and a word from your local station.
The score in Big Hat after 2 periods of play, Sweden leading Team USA 3-2. Welcome back to Late Night, updating you on the Finland-Czech Republic game. Pavel Patera would get the Czechs on the board early on. 9:09 mark of the second period. And here's the goal assisted by Martin Ruchinski. And then the Czechs made it 2-0 when a couple of Roberts hooked up. Reichel scored on an assist from Lang, and the Czechs have scored again. Czech Republic 3, Finland 0, and Dominik Hasek proven to be a force in goal.
We're back at Big Hat in the second intermission. Sweden has a 3-2 lead over the United States as the teams are leaving the ice after the second period. Darren Pang had a chance to speak with Mike Modano.
Mike, you scored the goal that made it a 2-1 game in the first period. What has happened in the second period? Is it a little bit of fatigue?
A little bit. You can see our puck movement wasn't as crisp. We're slow to lose pucks, and they were biting us to lose pucks, so hopefully we can pick it up an extra gear in the next period.
Jeremy Roenick had a lot of big hits in the second. That seemed to really lift up your bench.
It did. He had a couple of big hits. I mean, that's what his specialty, getting that momentum going for our team. And we kind of built on that. We had some opportunities late in the period, but hopefully we can get one back in the third here.
Thanks, Mike. Good luck in third.
Thanks, Darren.
Sean McDonough with John Davidson back with you. That Modano line, such a going concern in the first period. In the second period, the Swedes did make a nice adjustment.
The Modano line attempted 8 shots on goal in the first period. During the second period, Sean, they attempted 4, so it was cut in half. And the Swedes made the adjustment, and I think primarily in getting the defense pairing of Nordstrom along with Lidstrom, 2 good defensemen against them to try and slow them down somewhat. Now remember, Team USA is the home team here, so the Swedish team has to put their players on the ice first, leave them there, then Team USA matches. So I think you maybe see here in this third period, Team USA try to get that line, the Modano line, away from that defense pairing and see if they can do it.
Now let's take a look at the cumulative stats through 2 periods. Decided edge 2-1. Still the shots on goal in favor of Team USA. Sweden has managed to score 3 goals on 11 shots, and USA also with a clear edge in face-offs 1. Daniel Alfredsson 2 goals for Sweden. Patrick Kjellberg the other. Chris Chelios and Mike Modano have scored for the United States, both American goals in the first period.
Here we start the third period with 2 players in the penalty box, 1 for each team. So Lidstrom is on the ice, Modano is on the ice. The matchup continues, 4-on-4 hockey.
And 52 seconds remaining on the Mountain Miners. Tony Amonte of Team USA and Kalle Johansson of Sweden. Modano with Tkachuk. Modano on the forehand. His shot deflected wide. It nearly came right back in front of that off the glass. Matthias Nordstrom made a nice play to love it down behind the net. Nordstrom, the defenseman leading the rush. Stopped in the slot. Chelios, a terrible turnover, and Sundin put it right on net. Rebound still free. Sundstrom tried to beat Sundin. It went through Suter. Now Nordstrom shot it off the dasher. Took a funny pair of off to Chelios. Chelios again with an errant pass. That time looking for Modano. Now Chelios leads the breakout for Team USA and lets one fly. Got through Salo but missed the net. 3 seconds on the matching penalties, and both teams will be at full strength, and they are now 1 minute into the third. Bear in mind, there is no overtime at this round. They're tied at the end of regulation. It ends in a tie, and each team gets 1 point in the Group A standing. Roenick trying to feather one through for Tony Amonte. Michael Renberg leads the Swedes in the zone, and he handed it over. Long pass broken up by old Samuelson. Samuelson taking it back from Matthias Olsson. Old Samuelson. Back in 1995, Sports Illustrated conducted a poll of NHL players asked him to pick the dirtiest player in hockey. Samuelson won the poll, and when he was polled, he asked the question, can I vote for myself? So apparently he knows that he has that reputation. Perhaps he even thinks he deserves it.
You know, he dishes it out, Sean, but he also takes it, and he never complains. He never complains when he does something, and he never complains when he's on the receiving end at all. So the 4-on-4 ended up with a chance by Modano that was blocked by Lidstrom. The 4-on-4 expired. You know, we talked about Lidstrom playing against Modano, and suddenly, let's look at how good he is. Number 4 there. Look at the reach. Bang. He got a stick right on the puck, and the puck was deflected up high and wide. That's one reason why Lidstrom is so good. Chris Chelios ends up. There you can see the shot taken. Chelios playing with Suter all the time as a defense pairing.
Swedes won that draw. Michael Nylander. Now along the far boards, Ulf Dahlin. Nylander able to sweep it in. He got stood up at the line by Matthew Schneider. Adam Deadmarsh and Tommy Albeline jousting along the near board. Deadmarsh managed to play it ahead. Hull went racing after it. Calle Johansson was there first. Now Deadmarsh, the Colorado Avalanche. He gets stopped at the line. Dahlin with Nylander trailing. Dahlin instead circles the net. Took a slash from Hatcher. There is no call. Johansson threw it in deep. Nylander off the lively Carroll. He was wrapped up on the play by Doug Waite. Now some skating room for Deadmarsh. Deadmarsh is a dual citizen, has American and Canadian citizenship. Actually grew up in British Columbia, but when he was younger, the United States national junior team showed more interest than did the Canadian team, and he stayed in the American program ever since. A similar story to that of Brett Hall. Nearly 3 minutes play. Third period, Sweden has a 3-2 lead. And Lindgren offended John LeClair at center ice. Now LeClair tries it loose. He ran into the referee, Bill McCreary.
And Lindgren was right there again, right in the face of LeClair. He's staying right on him, almost like Velcro, respecting John LeClair's ability to score goals. LeClair's got no room.
A lot of talk about the extra ice surface here with the increased width of the international rink, but at the moment, the American team finding skating room very difficult to come by. Chance from behind the net. Lindgren given time as Kevin Hatcher stays at the top of the crease. That's Lindgren. And as he tried to throw it in front. Lindgren, a one-timer as it came back to it. There's an injured Swedish player. It's Andreas Johansson.
He took a slash to his left wrist, left arm.
It went undetected by Bill McCreary, apparently. There is no penalty upcoming. LeClair behind the net for LaFontaine. Back of the line. Leaf tried to move it quickly and fan on the attempted pass. Now room for Sundin. He hit the side of the net with that drive. And now a turnover, and Mikael Anderson put it right on net. Richter had to be alert. Americans counterattack. Leach backhanding it over to Guerin. Out in front and intercepted by Sundin. Under 16 minutes remaining. 3-2 Sweden. Mike Modano took the puck back to Team USA at center ice. Then turned it right back over to Olins. Now Forsberg backhands it in. Johansson in obvious significant pain on the Swedish bench as the trainer tends to him. Forsberg picked off a pass by Leach. Forsberg has Alfredsson heading to the net. Leach stopped Forsberg in the corner. Renberg got it through Leach to the bottom of the circle. Played ahead there to Tkachuk. No head of steam for Tkachuk. He had the pass, and it was intercepted by Albeline. LeClair threw a check along the far boards. Now Renberg looking to bust in. Carney the defender. Renberg snapped one off. Deflected high in the air by Richter. Off the carom. It's Berard who got knocked down. One of the Swedes was knocked down as well, Alfredsson, and an interference call against Team USA.
Yeah, Carney, the defenseman, will go as the Swedes are controlling the neutral zone. Team USA cannot get that great speed they have going through the neutral zone. They're creating turnovers, and when they create a turnover, here's the result of it. You can see the puck moved into the zone, shot on goal. Richter made the save. Now they start to battle, and this is where you're going to see Carney end up taking the penalty. Here's Mike Richter with a good reach of the goal stick, knocking the puck away. And Carney in front throws his man down to the ice surface. So the Swedish club with a 1-goal lead will have the power play. There you can see Alfredsson tackled and knocked to the ice from behind. Bill McCreary, the referee, makes the call. We have a significant power play ahead of us as the Swedes already lead by 1, and they have a power play.
Keith Carney off for interference. Native Rhode Islander makes his home now in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. He plays for the Chicago Blackhawks. Alfredsson, the key figure in this game with 2 goals.
Another key figure right now is going to be Otto, trying to win faceoffs on the penalty kill. He's always been a great faceoff man throughout his career. Here the Swedes control the puck.
And keep the puck in the zone. Nylander, shot right on by Renberg, turned aside by Richter. Shot might have been hitting wide, but Mike got the pad on it. Ali Johansson. Cross to Olin. Now into the zone, Renberg, and popped off his stick at the top of the circle. And Pat LaFontaine shot at the length of the ice. Under 14.5 minutes remaining. Sweden leads 3-2. Nylander. Now played back to the line. Roland. Alfredsson has it back. Nylander. 1:20 left on the Sweden power play. Nylander, a lot of room in the circle. Sends it down low. Alfredsson denied by Richter. And the puck shot around the boards and out by Brett Hall. Olin quickly back to the line to Alfredsson. The United States has changed its penalty killing unit. Roenick out now with Amonte, and they look to break. Roenick. And a hooking call upcoming here against Olin.
Good work by the penalty killers of Team USA in the neutral zone. There's 54 seconds to go on the power play, or what was the power play for Team Sweden. Look at Roenick working. Roenick keeping on going as he was pulled from behind. He may have embellished it a little bit, yes, but it certainly helped the cause that the United States needed on this play. You agree with the embellishment?
I don't think it was much of a hook. I think Jeremy Roenick did a fine acting job. And Oland, after the whistle blew from Bill McCreary, said something to McCreary. McCreary stopped immediately and wheeled and glared at Oland. In international hockey, they're not supposed to take anything from the players.
The players
they'll
were
dish
warned.
Out misconduct.
Yeah, players were warned about it. No talking to the referees on their calls. Only the captain or the assistant captains, and it's said in the rule book, have the privilege, yes, of talking to the referee. You can't just go talk. You got to have the privilege.
Not quite the same attitude in the National Hockey League.
No, and I kind of like this attitude, to be honest with you.
We would expect that from a friend of the officials such as yourself, with good reason. Nordstrom pressured in deep by Amati. 4-on-4 for another 40 seconds. Then the Americans will have the man advantage for 1:06. Barring further infractions. Darian Hatcher played it off to Tony Amati. Now Brian Leach with some skating room. He's the assistant captain of this American team, was the captain of the World Cup squad. He made a bad play. Sundstrom deflected it. Sundin has it. They go 2-on-1. Sundin looking for Sundstrom. Good work back checking by Jeremy Roenick. Lidstrom. Americans get the man back in 13 seconds. Lidstrom shot knocked down by Roenick. Roenick couldn't get it out.
Darian Hatcher made a nice play blocking the pass across on the Swedish 2-on-1 after Leach had turned the puck over. See Hatcher here, delay. His team is changing. They're on the power play now in the Modano line, on the ice intact for the power play. So now Team USA can attack.
And they have 57 seconds left with the man advantage. Heath could chuck down the wing. Back it goes for Suter. Took a little bit too long to get rid of it. The shot was blocked up high by Forsberg. And to the line, Chelios couldn't keep it in. Chelios across for Suter. Chelios took a slash from Alfredsson as he passed up. Suter with 38 on the power play. Chelios has room. Chelios down low looking for McDonough. Samuelson saw that coming and moved in quickly. Leclerc back for McDonough. Bumped by Forsberg. Samuelson goes down. Samuelson trying to kill time, smothering the puck. The whistle blows. 23 seconds left on the power play.
Leclerc upset. He thought the puck was loose. Old Samuelson does a masterful job killing this penalty off. A few seconds of it at least. He read the pass by Chelios as Chelios lines up for the shot. As we roll it ahead here, just watch Chelios get into position. He'll get the puck and about to take the shot. Now watch Samuelson move across to take away the pass down low. Beautiful read by Samuelson. Now he starts the corner work, and in the corner, I mean, he grabs a hold of a stick. He grabs a hold of people. He pulls people down to the ice by grabbing their sticks. Watch him grab the stick of Leclerc here once he gets back up. Now, he'll just battle in the corner. He'll continue to battle,
And now he's on the bench getting a well-deserved breather. 23 seconds left with the man advantage. 3-2 Sweden. Just more than 12 minutes remaining. Modano, the check. Some room in the corner. Now Mike Modano. 12 seconds on the power play. Hull trying to set up in the slot. Modano all the way out to the point now. Down low, Kachuk out in front. Berard. Power play has run out. The Americans possessing the puck. They couldn't generate a shot. Hatcher tearing them off Nordstrom to Mikael Anderson. Sundin looks to break 2-on-1. Sundin with Olin. Sundin went for the shot, and Richter made another big stop. And the centering pass by Sundin was intercepted by Modano. Ryan Berard passed it off, and the play broken up by Albeline. Mikael Anderson dumps it back in. Down to 11:15 remaining.
One of the Swedes' goals in this game is off the 2-on-1. The Swedes have had 6 or 7 2-on-1, Sean, and they have not been efficient with their scoring, and Richter's made great saves, and that's a plus for Team USA, because with the 2-on-1s alone, the Swedes could be ahead by more than 1 goal.
Now Doug Waite, native of Detroit, Michigan. Waite into the zone, wristed one on net, and Salo able to hang on.
There was actually a bank pass. The wide ice surface, if you bank the puck off the boards, you can skate into it, and as does Sundin here. This time, with the stick in the way, he goes for the shot, and there's Richter taking the Sundin shot right off his left shoulder. A huge save on behalf of his teammates. A huge save with the 2-on-1 facing Mike Richter.
Just 11 saves for Richter in this one. Let's check in with Darren Pang.
Just as you were talking about, JD, the Swedes on the bench real happy with their patience right now, knowing the U.S. is going to change up their game plan, try to create a little offense.
Nylander to take the draw for Sweden. With Doug Waite. Waite won it back. Suter flipped it toward the net. It struck Ulf Samuelsson. Samuelsson off the glass, out to the line. Nylander there, 2-on-2 with Dahlin. Nylander, a shot off the skate of Chelios and wide, and the follow-up by Nylander. Slapped over the net. Trouble at center ice for the Swedish defense. But the Americans couldn't take advantage as Ulf Samuelsson hustled across and made a fine play of the line. Now Nylander had a shot again, blocked by Chelios. And it's Denmark looking to lead the Americans back. Nearly midway through the third period. 10:10 remaining. 3-2 Sweden. Denmark, a shot off Salo. That got his arm around the left wrist and deflected out of the rink.
Denmark has quickness. Even the release was quick. And Salo used the left arm just to wave it down. The puck went right off the top of his thumb. There's webbing there on the catching glove of a goaltender's mitt. And that's exactly where the puck hit. Puck ricocheted high and wide.
Midway through the third period. Sweden has a 3-2 lead over the United States. Daniel Alfredsson has scored twice for Sweden. And he's on the ice on the forward line for the Swedes. This is Alfredsson with Forsberg trailing. Forsberg trying to spin into the circle, and Roenick saw that coming. Then Jeremy lost the puck along the near board. Centering pass by Renberg, and it was redirected wide by Alfredsson. This line outstanding for Sweden, as you would expect. The premier forwards in the National Hockey League playing together. Renberg, Forsberg, and Alfredsson. Looking down to 9.5 minutes remaining. Under now at 9:20 left. And Sweden still in possession of a 1-goal lead. Nordstrom dumps it in. He heads on. Mike Modano. Ahead for Keith Kachuk. Kachuk on the forehand. Kachuk trying to power to the net and couldn't. As Kalle Johansson stopped him. Now a nice bounce to the Americans. Guerin headed off to Modano. His shot right on, and Salo made the stop. Americans certainly don't need Tommy Salo to all of a sudden stand on the head.
Yeah, he's been sharp, very sharp with the 1-goal lead. It looks like Team USA needs to screen Salo or get the rebounds.
Aaron's rink-wide pass was intercepted by Kjellberg, and the long shot by Sandstrom went wide. Lindgren dribbled it back into the corner. Sandstrom poked it to the goal mouth, and Richter had to smother it on the redirect by Kjellberg.
Yes.
Don't miss a single second of Olympic action. CBS Sportsline brings you up-to-the-minute coverage from Nagano. Get real-time scores, video, and much more. Visit cbs.sportsline.com.
Alfredsson having a repair to one of his skates. He's really hooked into this line. And don't you get the sense, Sean, as this game moves along, that the Swedes' confidence levels lifted,
yes,
lifted and lifted as the game has moved along? And as Chris Chelios told us during the first intermission in talking to Darren Pang, he felt that Team USA was so aggressive early that it caught the Swedish club by surprise. But they slowly have built their game as this game has moved along. They've controlled it rather well. 3-2 Sweden here in the third period.
And time running out now on the Americans. 8.5 minutes remaining. Chris Chelios. Long pass didn't connect, and that's icing. Puck goes from beyond the red line, shot into the attacking zone by an offensive player, and crosses the goal line without being touched by a defensive player. It is icing right away in international hockey. No touch required. Two groups of 4 teams. The final round rules. In this round, you get 2 points for a win, 1 for a tie. No teams eliminated in this round. They all advance to the quarterfinals. These 3 games played within each group just to help the teams accumulate points to be seeded within the groups. Then they go cross group in the quarterfinals based on the standings of this round. The #1 team in Group A will play the 4th place team in Group B in the quarterfinals when it becomes single elimination. Up the middle, Chelios, his pass, Doug Waite. He was knocked off the puck by the stick of Sundin. Sundin turned it over. Brett Hull. Now Leclerc shot, and it was blocked out in front by Salo. Leclerc was losing his balance as he wound up for that try. And Hull tried to get it back to John Leclerc, and it was picked off by Mikael Anderson. Sundin stopped on the rush as Richter throws it. Sundin having a good game on his birthday. He's 27 today on Friday the 13th here in Japan.
Well, so far so good for Sundin. A moment ago, though, as you see Team USA heading up ice, the Swedes got control of the puck, and there's Sundin losing the puck, and then he tried a hope pass. It didn't work. And here's the shot taken by Leclerc that never did get through to Tommy Salo. So Sundin with the turnover that nearly cost his hockey club. Should mention too, Sean, that Team USA, you're allowed to dress in this tournament 20 skaters and 2 goaltenders. Sean McEachran is gone from this tournament, could not be eligible because of a lower back problem. And Jamie Langenbrunner has been added to the U.S. roster. He probably won't play until Game 3. Jamie plays for the Dallas Stars, a terrific winger, and he plays on Mike Modano's line in Dallas. So that'll be something to watch for.
Adam Denmark trying to cut in, and he was ridden off the play by Kalle Johansson. 7.5 minutes left. Lindbergh's high flip handled by Richter. Here's Darren Pang.
Coach Ron Wilson, of course, of Team USA, has made a couple of changes here in the last 5 minutes. He's taken John Leclerc off the Roenick line and added him to Doug Waite and Brett Hull. He's added Adam Deadmarsh, I should say, to Jeremy Roenick's and Tony Amani's line. So he's trying to change things up here, and it looks like he's a little bit more happy with the offensive flow here.
Thanks, Darren, and that means also that he's kept the Modano line together, and he should, but he's trying to find a way to maybe change up the thinking of the Swedish club regarding who's checking who to get their offense going as they trail by 1.
Albelin, a weak flip knocked down by Amani, then Forsberg took it back for Sweden. 3-2 Sweden. 7:15 remaining. With the puck, Darian Hatchett ahead for Tony Amonte. He was able to deflect it into the zone, no icing. Kalle Johansson with Deadmarsh in the forecheck. Now Amonte trying to pry it free from the skates of Johansson. Amonte bothered by Forsberg. And it's dug out. Forsberg. Double team by Deadmarsh and Amonte. Forsberg. Only drives it the length of the ice. A rolling puck spins away from the crease, and that's an icing call with 6:38 remaining, and Sweden leading 3-2.
Tony Amonte tried the play in the corner where you step on the puck with your skate, and when you can do that, you try to buy time, but the Swedish club actually end up driving the puck away. The right skate of Amonte ends up on top of the puck. You see him now, he's right on top of it. Now he's trying to buy some time. He's looking around as he's stepping on it, but the stick finally jars it loose, and he wasn't able to make the play that he wanted to. You can see two Swedish players. That's Forsberg, the centerman, on the left side, helping out the defenseman Samuelsson. So Forsberg back deep, helping out his defenseman.
USA with the edge and face-off, but Sundstrom control that one. At the line, Kevin Hatchett. Good shot. Back for Hatchett, right along the line. Behind to Pete Schneider. Matthew Schneider right into the midsection of Salo at that shot, and they had Guerin at the top of the crease to screen.
That's what we mentioned. I think Team USA has to get traffic in front of Salo and get to rebounds. This time there was no rebound, but that man, Billy Guerin, did a nice job getting right to the front of the net and tying up the defenseman, which created a two-person screen. This little pass here doesn't quite work. As you can see, Anderson put pressure on the puck. Look at Schneider look before he took the shot. Look at the traffic in front now. There's two people, and Salo did a nice job hanging on to the puck, not allowing any rebound at all. You can see the battle by the defenseman as you see Team USA pinching at the blue line to keep the play alive. Right in front of the net, you see Billy Guerin station himself, and Salo makes a nice save through traffic.
6:20 remaining now. The United States has not scored since the first period. In 12:50 of the first period, and Mike Modano gave the Americans a 2-1 lead. Here's Chelios, the other American goal. Daniel Alfredsson has scored twice. Patrick Kjellberg, the other for Sweden. At center ice, Bill Guerin. Off for Kevin Hatch to the line to Keith Tkachuk. And the play whistle down for an offside. The puck must precede all of the offensive players across the blue line in the offensive zone. That time the play was offside.
Team USA met last night, had a team dinner to prepare for the tournament. Everybody there. And here they may have to have a team dinner again to have a discussion on how to play the Swedes in the neutral zone. You see the puck along the boards, and if we stop it there, you just see pressure. There's pressure everywhere, a white jersey, and there's nothing. You know, the Swedes don't back up. And see the puck in the neutral zone. There's a pass. Now here's another pass, and here's another pass, and eventually offside. There's just no room to get that wonderful speed that the U.S. forwards have going through the neutral zone. And that was the Swedish game plan. Try to clog it up to slow those great skating forwards darting through the neutral zone.
Swedes haven't trapped much in international competition in the past, but under Coach Forsberg, it's expected they will in this tournament. We've seen that tonight. Whoa, wait, a heavy collision with Ulf Samuelsson.
That was another example shot of no room. Doug Weight had the speed going, and he looked up, and all of a sudden Samuelsson was there, and boom. Let's watch again. See the three Swedes, four of them across the center ice line.
And the Americans dumped it in. That was the question I was going to ask against this kind of defense being played by the Swedes. Should you resort to dumping it in? We'll answer that in a moment. First, a 3-on-1. Kjellberg robbed by Richter. Kjellberg on a 3-on-1 went for the shot, and Richter made a huge save.
And the patience of Team USA. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with dumping it in, Sean, but you have to recover the puck. Team USA dumped it in. The Swedes got it and countered, and bang, it was a 3-on-1, and Richter makes another odd man save. Odd man rush save. Kjellberg here, 3-on-1, went for the shot from the angle, and Mike Richter will say thank you very much as he makes a nice catching glove save and holds his team in it here. His team will take chances, so you're going to give up odd man rushes late like this. And there you can see a good save, a good concentrating save by Mike Richter.
Richter, the MVP of the World Cup of Hockey in the summer of '96, as he backed up the American squad to the win in the best-of-3 finals over Canada. Victory in the World Cup. Past the Americans in the roles of favorites here at the Olympics, but they're on the short end of a 3-2 game at the moment. And we're down to 5 minutes remaining. Sweden has a 1-goal advantage. Chris Chelios intends to dump it in. LaFontaine was offside.
Well, here you have LaFontaine playing with Roenick and Amonte, and Dedmar sits for a shift. LaFontaine had been on a line that had on it Joel Otto, a defensive forward, and Berard, a defenseman playing forward. So the defensive type players now are sitting. LaFontaine's an offensive player. Ronick's an offensive player. Amonte on the line's an offensive player. Team USA coaching staff trying to get offense, period, as they trail by 1 here with just under 5 minutes to go in the third period. Remember, a tie even is a point in the standings. Team Sweden has the 1-goal lead.
And they are just jockeying for position within the groups and for points to set up the matchup for the next round. Obviously, you'd like to finish #1 in your group, so you play the bottom team in Group B. In this case, the Americans are #1. They likely play Kazakhstan, and that would be a much easier game than any of the other 3 opponents in Group B. But just the good news, if the Americans, and it stays this way, is you can lose every game within the group. You're still going to be in the next round of the quarterfinals, but you'd be the last team.
And there'd be a lot of pressure on your team too. If you don't play well in this initial round, people are going to question this and question that. You don't need that aggravation. Group A with Belarus, Canada, Sweden, and the United States. Tomorrow the United States play again. And that will be against Belarus.
Yes, it will. They'll play the Canadians on Monday. Then that'll be it for this round. They'll move to the quarterfinals. They call this the final round, but it is really a misnomer. There's Lou Lamoriello, the general manager of Team USA, who put this squad together with help from the coaching staff.
What college did he come out of?
Providence College.
Yeah, I just thought I'd ask.
A little flavor. There you go. Former coach and athletic director at Providence College, now the general manager of New Jersey Devils. Long drive off the glove of Richter, and he was able to catch it on the carom.
John, this is Nicholas Sundstrom, who plays on the Rangers, moving in on Brian Leetch, who plays for the Rangers, and Mike Richter makes the save, and he plays for the Rangers. This is some shot. Sundstrom plays on a line with the Rangers that has Wayne Gretzky on it. And here he lets go a shot that may have deflected off of Brian Leetch. And look at the concentration by Mike Richter. His eyes follow the puck into his glove, follow the puck out of the glove, and then back into the glove. A wonderful save by Mike Richter on a long, tricky shot by Nicholas Sundstrom.
Just one good scoring chance here in the third period for the U.S. Sweden has really taken the game over in terms of control of it with their defensive style over the last 2 periods. Good save by Richter on a shot from the slot by Sundin. The Americans desperately trying to find a scoring chance. And McDonough's move just outside the line put Kachuk offside.
It's like swimming through seaweed right now for Team USA. They move up the ice. They want to make a play. There's just no freedom. And as they got to the blue line, there was 4 blue jerseys back there, and then it ended up being an offside. Good shot here by Sundin, that's kicked out by Mike Richter, as the Swedes have had the better scoring chances here in the third. And finally, with puck recovered, up ice go Modano, and look how he's going to be harassed from behind. Is he basically surrounded right there as the Swedes set up their defensive play. Sundin stayed wide on that side in case the puck came over to his side, which it did not.
Again, I'd ask, wouldn't McDonough be better sure to dump it in, particularly with Kachuk ahead of steam, ready to go to the corner after a dump?
Modano's not that type of player. I think that maybe he should change his thought process. You're absolutely right.
Forsberg stopped by Chelios. Hall trying to start the Americans back the other way. He did the wait. Wait ran into Samuelson, was upended. Suter has Hull all alone out in front. And it went off the stick of Leclerc. There were actually 2 Americans, Leclerc and Hull, alone in front. That time the Swedes got scrambled around a bit on defense. Got from a very tough angle, gloved by Salo. Late threw it toward the net. And we're down to 3:36 remaining, and the Swedes still lead 3-2.
One of the great scorers in the history of the game is Brett Hull, and he wants to get loose. He and John Leclerc finally got loose. It's so hard to get loose, though. It's amazing. Now watch Hull right here move the puck, and now he's got a man on him. Watch him battle to get loose. He's got 2 men on him. Watch him battle. Finally, he gets loose. He can go to the net, as does Leclerc. And the Swedes got caught out of position, and Team USA could not take advantage of it. Could not take advantage of it. Brett Hull coming back from a fractured bone in his right hand. There's Salo making the save, as there was all kinds of U.S. players trying to get to the front. Good effort by both Hull and Leclerc. They did get loose, but they couldn't find the puck and handle it near the net.
That fractured hand, courtesy of a slash in an NHL game from Thomas Sandstrom, who's playing for Sweden today. Leach, what a testing drive that was, and Salo flashed out the left leg, and Salo has been sharp. And we're down to less than 3.5 minutes remaining. 3:20 left. Sweden 3, the United States 2. Adam Deadmarsh into the zone with Amati trailing. Roenick heading to the net. Leach sneaks in. Leach had his shot deflected wide. Looked like Nicholas Sundstrom got a stick on the shot for Leach. Shots even at 8 apiece here in the third period. Cale Anderson out in front. Sundin! He scores! Mats Sundin with 2:56 remaining puts Sweden up by 2.
And the big players played well for Team Sweden. Sundin gets the 4th. Forsberg's had a strong game. The play, however, was made back in the Swedish zone as Leach was in there. Leach was there, a 4-man rush as he's a defenseman. Watch Leach jump into the play. He's thinking of tying the game, and Nicholas Sundstrom blocks the shot. Great defensive read and play. Now you'll see the Swedes move out of the zone, and here they go. Watch the hands of Sundin as he darts through, gets loose. Watch his hands. Wow. Oh, man. For a big man, is he a genius with a puck? Look at the quickness and then how quickly he was on his backhand to score. A great play by Sundin, as you see here. He got around the right leg of Mike Richter, and the Swedes have the first 2-goal lead of the game, 4-2.
That seems like an insurmountable deficit for the Americans, given the lack of opportunities they've had in the last 2 periods. Mike Modano. Roenick chopped out in the corner, and the puck cleared the line but not out. Now it's moved out by Forsberg. Brenberg played it back to Lidstrom. Lidstrom a long drive, turned aside by Mike Richter. 2:17 remaining. And you wonder if Ron Wilson might pull the goalie down by 2. Ulf Dahlin banked it out to center ice. Darian Hatcher pursued by Michael Nylander. Nylander took it away for Sweden. Now Matthias Olin trying to move it indirect off the near boards and caromed out of the ring.
Well, a lot of people were talking about Sweden being one of the favorites to win the gold medal, and after this game I think you should pay a lot of attention to them. They got better as the game moved along. The better players, Forsberg and Sundin, had a strong game. Now maybe the biggest key, and you mentioned it a lot, Sean, is the goaltending of Tommy Salo. Salo did not have a good beginning to the season with the Islanders. In fact, sat out a lot of games, didn't even dress for them. But in the last 2 or 3 weeks, he really picked up his game, has always played well in international hockey, and even I questioned the fact that I didn't know if their goaltending would be good enough to win a gold medal. Well, he has started strongly for his club, and it looks like the Swedes will really be a tough team to knock out of this thing.
He played well in Lillehammer, leading the Swedes to the gold medal in part with his work in net. He made the big save on Paul Kariya in the gold medal game shootout. And he's also played very well in the World Cup of Hockey. Goalie is out for the American team, and the extra attacker is on. Richter on the bench. 1:20 remaining. Suter carried it into the zone, and LaFontaine brought it back in just too soon. Waite was still in the zone. The puck did not precede Waite into the zone, therefore it's offside. So Mike Richter had kind of an up and down night, made some big stops, and also
you give up that many odd man rushes against your club, you're not going to have much of a chance. And all he faced all night long were odd man rushes as he talks it over with backup goaltender John Van Beesbrook. Tommy Salo, when they won the gold medal, had to make the big save. Forsberg had scored to give his team the lead in the shootout, and all he had to do was make a big save, and this is off one of the great players now in the NHL, at Paul Kariya. As he moves in, watch him go down and kick the left leg up. Paul Kariya was stopped. Tommy Salo at that point became an instant celebrity in the country of Sweden as they won their first ever gold medal. And what a game that was, what a shootout it was, and Salo has started strongly here.
Peter Forsberg got so much of the attention in Sweden for the goal before the save by Salo, but as Forsberg says of his goal, which was memorialized on a postage stamp in Sweden, my goal would have made anything if Salo didn't make the stop on Paul Kariya.
And Forsberg is one of those players playing in Colorado for the Avalanche. He and Joe Sakic, two of the star centermen and all the league teammates, both deflect praise all the time. And that's one of the reasons why they're such great athletes. Forsberg doesn't want attention. He said, yeah, I scored the goal, but if it wasn't for the goaltender, we would never have won it. Well, Peter Forsberg's had a great day. Great day here. His team got better. They're well coached and have played well.
Forsberg, the first hockey player to be featured on a postage stamp in Sweden. Home drive, and it's free in the crease. And it never did cross the line. It bounced off Salo. Kachuk seemed to have the best shot at it for the Americans, but he couldn't poke it into the empty net. Hull kept it into the line. And now it's shot down the ice. Doesn't. Yes, it will. Didn't appear for a while that it had enough steam to reach the goal line, but it did. And it's an icing call with 43 seconds left, and the Americans trailing 4-2.
Brett Hull with a big shot. All he has to do is hit an open spot. He's got one of the great shots in the history of hockey, and he had a chance to wind up with a slap shot, and Salo just played the position, and Hull hit him. Salo was aggressive, top of the crease. Oh, the puck almost went through him, right to the goal line. Kachuk and Leclerc could not get there. Watch the puck drop down. The momentum carries the puck. It sits near the goal line, and then it's scooped out of there by one of the defenders. You know, with a Brett Hull shot, you can stop the majority of the puck, but the momentum that he puts on the shot itself, the puck just drives right on through you. And man, was that close.
Modano, Leclerc, Kachuk, Hull, Chelios, and Leach, the 6 skaters for Ron Wilson. 43 seconds left and 2 goals down are the Americans. There's Keith Kachuk, one of the assistant captains, along with Brian Leach. Chris Chelios selected the captain of the American squad for the '98 Olympics. Modano and Sundin on the face-off.
Any loose puck, Team USA should drive all their players in there. Oh, were they ever blocked out?
Leclerc intercepted the pass, but then it was knocked away from him, and again it's shot the length of the ice, this time deflected by an American stick, so it's not icing. And precious time ticks down. 30 seconds left. Chelios, the red line. Wrapped up by Forsberg. Empty net to shoot off for Sundin. Hull knocked it down. Now, seems unlikely the Americans have enough time to get 2 goals. 17 seconds left. Leclerc tried to center. Modano picked it up after Leclerc feints. Modano across for Chelios. They need a shot. They take it. It's deflected. Stopped by Salo. Kachuk to follow. And Sweden will win the first game of the 1998 Olympics in the final round. The Swedes considered just behind USA and Canada as a favorite coming in, but they looked like the better team tonight.
And at the final buzzer, Chris Chelios takes an elbowing penalty. He threw an elbow right up into Daniel Alfredsson, as you look at there. He got 2 goals in this game. Alfredsson and Forsberg got their team going in the second period after Team USA, I thought, had a great first period. And then in the third period, the Swedes showed how good they can be defensively with the lead. When the USA club got the odd scoring chance, Tommy Salo was there with a strong game in goal. I guarantee you now there's a lot of attention going to be paid to the Swedish Hockey Club regarding the run here at the medals, in particular the gold in this tournament. For Team USA, some good things, especially the big line early. Seemed like they didn't have the legs, though, as the game moved along.
And we talked about some questioning the selection of Ken Forsberg as the coach of Team Sweden. His team looks very well coached over the last 2 periods.
And Barry Smith, the assistant, does a lot of the work for the Swedes. They did a great job.
Final score, Sweden 4 and the United States 2. The hockey tournament is underway in the final round. Here's Michelle Tafoya.
All right, thank you, Sean. And keep in mind, this loss does not eliminate Team USA from the tournament. And if you didn't know already, Sweden is a serious threat to repeat as gold medalists. In the other men's game, the Czech Republic shut out Finland 3-0 behind the dominant goaltending of Dominik Hasek. And in men's speed skating, another world record fell by the wayside. Odne Sundral of Norway in red kept the heavily favored Dutch from claiming the top prize in the 1,500 meters competition. He shaved just over a second off the old world record and won Olympic gold following in the footsteps of Johan Olav Kaas. He kept the gold medal in Norway's possession. And be sure to tune in tomorrow for more Dream Tournament coverage. It's Team USA against Belarus live at 12:37 a.m. right here on Olympic Late Night. CBS primetime coverage continues tomorrow. Peekaboo Street's drive for her 2nd gold medal in the women's downhill is part of that coverage. And your Olympic day begins with CBS This Morning at 7 a.m. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Michelle Tafoya. Have a great night.
broadcast is presented by authority of the International Olympic Committee and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express prior written consent of the International Olympic Committee.